So it was announced today hours before SmackDown that, the identity of the mystery man for the King of the Ring participant was revealed today, and Adam Pearce said it's going to be Jey Uso. Now, I'm not even complaining about it being Jey Uso. I feel like that's a complaint that even Jey Uso fans probably are not thrilled with, but I I,
Hmm.
I think the overall consensus is that you believed he was going to be a mystery until he came out, like until that
Yeah.
match happened. So to have that announced and to have his identity ruined on Friday is kind of annoying. I feel like WWE just like doesn't want us to have surprises. Like they just want to spoil everything, because that was something where the conversation and the debate about who it was going to be has been super hot this week online, and there were so many different ideas from people about who it might be, and now it being like, oh, it's Jey Uso. It's like it's not that fun anymore, because like you thought it was going to be something big, and it might not have been big, but
Yeah.
nobody was sitting there being like, oh, it's going to be Jay.
No
Like
one.
no. And I don't know that anyone really wanted it to be Jay, because he just lost the title. Like he doesn't need to be in the King of the Ring. And I think also people thought he was going to be taking a break.
Yeah.
Um,
That's my thing with the time. Like with that is that you would think that, or no, like with him being in the tournament, it's all right for him to. I kind of backtrack. Hold on. You going off of what you said about the announcement. Those announcement videos have been great. I think they're great for hyping up the shows a little bit before,
mhm.
but using it as a vehicle to announce that, like a return, like a announcement like that,
Mhm.
kind of takes away from the show.
Yeah.
It takes away because of what you said, the hot chatter
Mhm.
online about who's it going to be. I listened to ZVV today, and one of his ask FAQs was, who do we think the mystery partner is going to be, or mystery opponent is going to be? And
Mhm.
he had some great answers. I had some great thoughts.
Mhm.
We could have kept that going
I have
leading into the show, but to announce it now it's just like, oh, okay.
I do have a theory. I kind of feel like Jay isn't going to actually participate in it.
Right.
So my idea is that they announced it on purpose today, because obviously there were some people who were very upset that he lost the title. And so this was one way to be like, okay, guys, like look forward to watching Raw. He's going to be in the King of the Ring tournament, right? Then my idea is that I think he is taking time off. I think he kind of deserves to take some time off. And so I really would not be surprised if the Bronsons beat him up before the match starts, and that is their way of writing him off TV, because I think if he had just left after losing on Monday, there was nothing to really explain his absence, in the minds of wrestling fans, because he
Okay.
didn't like get the shit beat out of him by Gunther. So I guess if he got beat up by the Bronsons, that makes sense for him to be out of the match. Then that allows, I don't know, somebody else to be in the match instead, which still allows Karrion Kross to be potentially in, or returning Ilya Dragunov to be put into the match. And then it also would set up Jay coming back and maybe bringing in Jimmy to team against the Bronsons, because it seems like they're still intertwining Jay with Seth and his new group. So to me, that makes sense. Um, you're muted, I think. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the only reason. That's the only explanation I can come up with that would make sense for them to announce it today. Because otherwise, it's like, yeah, people who were coming up with who it might be and got excited about the idea of it potentially being Ilya or a Carrion or somebody else. Like, yeah, they might be disappointed on Monday if it ended up being Jay instead. But people that are big Jey Uso fans and were upset that he lost would go bananas when he was introduced as the fourth member of that match. So it feels kind of like, what was the point if there isn't some other like underlying story that's going to happen,
Mm-hmm. Agreed.